But Princess Cookie wrote in a great question. Again, having to do with attachment theory. So we have a little bit of a theme going on tonight, which I love. And here's the question. Princess Cookie writes in, I've been in a relationship with my fiance for 2 years now. We started online due to the pandemic and things were great then. But ever since we got in person, she's gotten less and less dom/mommy, like to the point where I feel more like the mommy. She says she wants the dynamic 24/7, but it rarely happens even for a few hours a week. How can I help her to get back into the role? And how do I stop carrying the mental load of the relationship? I love her to death, but the lack of a dynamic and the stress of carrying the relationship is draining me mentally, especially on my complex PTSD and physically since I'm going through some health problems right now. Okay. Great question. Really appreciate this question. And my initial thought is we've got a dismissive avoidant and an anxious preoccupied. Or we've got some sort of attachment leaning dismissive with an anxious preoccupied. I feel like Princess Cookie here is leaning toward anxious preoccupied, and I say that for two reasons. Number one, they made mention twice of carrying the mental load of the relationship. Carrying the mental load of the relationship. Let me rephrase it. We're preoccupied. We're constantly analyzing and thinking, and in our head, we are anxious, preoccupied, okay? Carrying the mental load of the relationship. That's what that means, okay? So I'm calling out anxious, preoccupied for that reason. And then secondly, Princess Cookie at the end says that they have complex PTSD. Complex PTSD is trauma that happens consistently. It's not big T trauma. It's lots of consistent little t traumas. With that, there's often abandonment wounds. There's often rejection wounds, which often lead to anxious, preoccupied tendencies. So that's the first thing. The second thing is why I say that the mommy dom here, might be dismissive avoidant or have an attachment style leaning avoidant is a couple of things. They've been in a relationship for 2 years. It started online. DAs often do better with distance and online because there's more autonomy and control for them. They can stay in control and independent and autonomous through distance and online. So that's number one, that it started online and things were great. Then she says, ever since we got in person, she's gotten less and less dom mommy to the point where I feel more like the mommy. That's an AP move. To push and push and push. And then if it's not happening, we take the reins. You see it? You see it? And what that's going to do with the DA is it's going to push them away. They're not going to want to play. They're not going to want to top. They're not going to be in dominant space or mommy space or anything. It's going to be, no, I need my space. I need my distance. They'll feel smothered. And that's what I'm picking up on. It's less and less, she said. Less and less. It's been happening less and less since we got in person. Yet Princess Cookie has taken on more and more of the mommy dom. So we've gone through a power shift in the dynamic due to attachment styles. That's what I'm seeing. So with all of that, I miss you when I blink. Exactly, exactly. So I would say go to the personal development school, like I talked about earlier, personal development school. Thais has a playlist on there specifically for APs and DAs together. So I want you to go to personal development school here on YouTube. Thais, free shout out. You're welcome. That's what I really want you to dig into because you're going to start seeing subconscious patterns of how you're triggering, how you, Princess Cookie, are triggering your dominant, and it's making them shut down. And then how your dominant is likely triggering your anxious, preoccupied tendencies so that you feel like you have to jump in and take the reins. If you want to be the submissive here, you have to do a full stop, Princess Cookie. You cannot use the same strategy you've been using. I know it makes you feel safe. I know it makes you feel like you have control. And I know it feels normal, but you can't keep doing it because it's pushing your avoidant partner away. If you want your avoidant partner to be more mommy dom, step back into that. They cannot feel smothered or like they have just a weight of expectations on them.